Probiotic means nourishing the good bacteria. Pre means before life. Of what bacteria? So the fibers when we consume in the body, they serve as food for bacteria. These bacteria, when they have this particular fuel, they function as probiotics. You take any food which has been kept for more than an hour, the bacteria will die. So you're consuming basically postbiotics. This gut has zillions of bacteria. The first statement it says, let food be your medicine. Your food should have at least 27% fat. The word itself, Ayurveda means, Ayur means what? Life. Veda means science, the science of life. A simple plant like ashwagandha has got different health benefits. If you do not know how to live, what to eat, when to eat, how to eat, you will always be dependent upon some external support, that is supplement.
Hi everyone, I'm Mandira Bedi and you're watching the Nutrify Today Boardroom Series Lite, place where big ideas meet bold conversations in the nutraceutical world. Every episode, we stir together science, stories, and a sprinkle of fun to bring you the tastemakers shaping the future of health. Today's guest has lived his entire career in the world of pharma and nutraceuticals. From the tangy crunch of grandma's pickle jars to the billion-dollar probiotic shelves of today. He's seen it all. Aditya Malviya, industry leader at IFF Health Science, South Asia, knows natural ingredients like old friends, understands probiotics like family, and has stories that could ferment into bestsellers. Let's dive in. Firstly, a big warm welcome to you on the
Thank
podcast.
You for having me on the show.
Aditya, the West discovered probiotics a few decades ago. India has been fermenting curd and pickles for centuries. Why did we need foreign validation to believe in what our grandmothers have been teaching us for years?
Mandira, when we dwell into the subject, before I answer this particular question, I would like to say it's not that the West discovered probiotic some time ago. Probiotic has always been there. And I would like to use a small verse from the Vedic text. It clearly says that Yat Pinde Tat Brahmande. Literal translation in English, or probably close translation if I have to give to you, is that the human body is a microcosm. And when we are talking about microcosm and macrocosm is universe.
Yes.
It says that Yat Pinde Tat Brahmande. If you align your body properly, you are aligned with the universe. And there are various ways of doing it. One of the ways is also food. Correct? And what is this body? This body is nothing but a cluster of bacteria. Nothing but a cluster of bacteria which reside in the gut, responsible for doing any and everything in the body. This is a very intelligent device, human body. It does not require your advice or guidance to how to operate. It knows it.
It's an autopilot.
Yeah, it's an autopilot. The only thing what we have to bear in mind is just to fuel it correctly. That's all. If you fuel it correctly, it functions to optimum capacity. Coming to the West part of it, the word probiotic means something which is in favor of life. Pro-bio means favoring life. Antibiotic means something which is against life. That is the reason antibiotics, they're supposed to be
against infection.
Killing the bacteria,
Yes.
killing the pathogens.
Right.
Probiotic means nourishing the good bacteria.
Right. One more thing I'm going to ask you, since you're clearly very knowledgeable in this. There's prebiotics and probiotics. What is the difference?
See, pre means before life. Of what bacteria? Life to thrive, you require fuel. Correct? So, when you give fuel to the bacteria, that is prebiotic.
So, what is a prebiotic? Give me examples of prebiotic.
Okay, I'll give you a fantastic example of that. You take chapati, fibers. What do you get in fibers? It's absolute prebiotics. So, fibers, they serve as the food for the bacteria. So, the fibers, when we consume in the body, they serve as food for bacteria. These bacteria, when they have this particular fuel, they function as probiotics. So, means food for bacteria is prebiotic. So, once you give the bacteria the food,
it's functioning the way it's supposed to function, it's probiotic.
So, once you
interconnected in some way, prebiotics lead to probiotics.
Yeah, there are four things actually. One is prebiotic, one is probiotic. Then you have postbiotics. That means when the bacteria dies, what happens to the dead body of the bacteria? Even that dead body is also helpful for the human body.
I've never heard postbiotic. What happens with
postbiotic? Means dead bacteria. So these dead bodies also, they have metabolites, and that is what mostly people consume actually unknowingly. Unknowingly, when you're consuming pickles, when you're consuming a lot of fermented food and stuff like that, it's a myth that you're only taking probiotics. You are consuming prebiotic, probiotic. Only a portion of bacteria are alive. That's all. Mostly they are dead. You take any food which has been kept for more than an hour, The bacteria, they die. So you're consuming basically postbiotics.
Probiotics were not talked about as much in India as probiotics. We never used the word. Dahi was very much a part of what we've eaten. Pickles have been very much a part of what we've eaten, but we've never called them so.
There is a fantastic question. There's a reason behind that. Because the entire world, whether it is East or West, we were busy designing antibiotics. So we have designed so much of antibiotics and synthetic products that the type of side effects when started releasing to the body, suddenly the scientific community realized, oh, we've killed too much in the human system. We need to revive
Protect
it again.
Some of the
yeah, we need to revive it again. And
Yes.
how to revive it? Give the bacteria to them. So let's look at probiotics. And see, in the world of probiotics, one beauty is that this business is here to stay for next 1,000 years. Next 1,000 years. Do you know why?
Why?
Zillions of bacteria. This gut has zillions of bacteria. Every company is busy in isolating different bacteria, giving it name, trying on the functionalities, trying to arrive at the functional usage of it. So the scientific community would be busy for next 1,000 years, believe you me. Isolating bacteria, this is not an easy job from the entire universe.
This job is there for time to come.
Yeah.
Yes.
So unknowingly in the past, since the science and the advancement was not to that extent, so entire world, whether it is East or West, for the main thing was food. In Ayurveda also, if you open the book of Ayurveda, which is the science of life, the first statement it says, let food be your medicine. Food was always consumed as medicine. In the Vedic text also, like even in the Indian culture today, the moment you have food in front of you, the first thing what you do is close your eyes, offer it to the god.
Yes.
Now, Ayurveda has been reduced to only botanicals and herbals and fresh drinks and fresh fruit. No, that is a very small part of Ayurveda, only 10% of it. Only 10%. The word itself, Ayurveda means, Ayur means what? Life. Veda means science, the science of life. And this life is a phenomena. It's not an event. Believe you me, it's a phenomena.
There's a prebiotic, there's a probiotic, there's a postbiotic, and there's an antibiotic.
And there is an antibiotic, and then there is a symbiotic.
Ooh, symbiotic.
Syn, S-Y-N, symbiotic. That is a combination of two types of probiotics.
Wow, like
When
synergy of two biotics.
Yeah. So when you combine fiber with probiotics, so a combination of that is food with bacteria.
Like a symbiotic.
That is called a symbiotic.
So are there any examples of symbiotics out there?
Fermented chapatis. Like not fermented chapatis, like you cook a chapati today, keep it overnight. Next day when you are consuming it, you are getting a combination of pre and pro both. So you have fiber in the chapati, your bacteria has grown overnight, so you are getting both the things. The simplest way to get your food.
Have a basi roti.
Yeah, have a basi roti. That's the best way. Basi roti with a little bit of pink salt. Your gut will be absolutely fantastic.
Wow.
And do not forget to put desi ghee on top of it. Because you know why? The purpose of consuming desi ghee or good clarified butter or pure clarified butter is to reduce fat in the body. That is one. To cleanse the body, to cleanse the colon. And third, and the most important thing is, this is how the body understands that, okay, the food matrix is coming and I need to absorb it. It's not about making the nutrition available to the body. It is about absorption of nutrition to the body. That is the reason we call malnourished. The word called malnourished means, okay, nutrition is there,
but it's not being absorbed in the body.
There's so many cases in the affluent society. In the affluent society which we're living, in that section, people say, I take this, I do this, still nothing is happening. My hairs are falling, this is happening, that is happening.
Because none of the nutrition.
Yeah, nails are not good. My skin is getting aged out, and this because nutrition is not getting absorbed. Try to understand. You are feeding the body, but the body is not accepting it. So what the clarified butter does is, in our language, in scientific terminology, it goes for a liposomal technology within the body. Liposomal means coating with lipids. Nutrition is only about 5 things. Lipids, this entire human system. Lipids, that is fats, 27%. Your food should have at least 27% fat. Then you have proteins. Then
how much protein should it be?
Yeah, this is a very good question, Mandira. This is, it purely depends upon your age, the type of work what you do. Correct?
How active you are in terms of exercise.
Yeah, physical activity, your body weight and stuff like that. Then you should be deciding on your protein intake, not on the basis. Ideally, technically, people say whatever is your body weight, you should be consuming that much of protein. Like suppose somebody is weighing 60, so you should have 60 grams of protein per day. But if you're inactive, that 60 grams is not needed. It will affect your kidney and liver.
But there's also this one theory going about that you should have 2 grams of protein per kilo body weight or 1 gram of protein per
kg
pound.
See, you said it. These are theories. These are theories. And everybody, I told you something about logic. You will be talking logic only to the extent you know it. So that person knows this much only, so he's talking about this much. So tomorrow we'll know more. He'll talk about, no, I was wrong that day. That is the danger of logic. That is the biggest danger of
So
logic.
what do you follow when there's just so much information out there?
You should be intelligent enough to, first of all, understand who you are,
Yes.
what you are doing, and what information is related to you. There's no need to clutter your mind with unnecessary things thrown upon you. Be very particular of two things: what you're putting here and what you're putting here.
Very nice. Yes.
If you are mindful about these two things, 99% of your life problems will be sorted.
That's true.
The problem is that we are loading our mind and body with too much. The problem is not scarcity. The problem is affluence. We have too much. Today we have too much. Imagine that on a day you have access only to 4 chapatis or maybe a bowl of rice. Your body will function optimum. Today, at any given point of time, you can order any damn thing. Beverages,
Yes, you're
come,
5
sugar.
minutes away from from samosas or
sugar, salt,
mithai or-
refined, anything processed sugar, processed oil. These are carcinogens. It's better you take drugs instead of consuming all these things. So this is like a very, very bad way. And unfortunately, if I have to tell you, parents are responsible for that. They have not been training their children the right way. They are not. So it's not the fault of the new generation, not at all. They've never been exposed to right things in life. People
but
are
the
so
people
busy
of
minting money.
the younger people, Gen Zs and below, they have a mind of their own. They've got research at their fingertips. They can
See, the problem is that Gen Zs, they are good. They have a seeking mind. But the problem is they're seeking that information from social media.
Yes, social media or artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence. So that means they're not seeking this information from life. Life is about experience. So you should be having an experiential life. You should not be based on, okay, I'm giving you an idea about solving a problem. It has never happened with you. So you should be facing that problem yourself and getting an idea about it.
Nutraceuticals for gut health.
Yeah.
Where do these supplements come in? Where do they hold a
See,
space?
supplements come in to fill in a gap between ignorance and awareness. As simple as that. If you are aware about what to eat, how to live your life, you will never require a supplement. Correct? But if you do not know how to live, what to eat, when to eat, how to eat, you will always be dependent upon some external support, that is supplement. And there is a proper industry to support you. Correct? And when you talk about nutraceuticals are quite different from nutrition. So people should understand the difference. Nutrition.
What you get from food, you can never get from an added supplement, right?
See, I'll tell you one. See, our human body does not understand the language of isolated compounds. It understands the language of food matrix. And that is the reason I told you, clarifying better. Correct? So when you give this body anything to ingest in a matrix form, it conveniently takes it, analyzes it, metabolizes it, converts necessary vitamins, micronutrients, nutrients, and releases it to the body for functioning. So when you give it in a different format, like nutraceuticals, what you call it, and this entire action of body, what I'm talking to you, is called as pharmacokinetics. That's what the body is doing to what is being thrown at it. When you talk about pharmaceuticals or nutraceuticals, these are certain things where you have extracted or isolated, created a compound or a molecule, and then you expect this compound or a molecule to be released in the body and making certain effects. Correct? So your entire focus is on how this compound is functioning in the body. But in food, the entire focus is how the body is handling food. Whether it is able to absorb nutrition or not, this and that. So when there is a gap because of poor lifestyle, ignorance and all those things, the body's functions, they compromise. The body is unable to handle whatever is thrown at it, correct? So then you require additional external support to push the body to handle it.
Right.
That's the role of nutraceuticals. And since this gap is widening day by day, the industry is thriving day by day. There are so many ideas, take curcumin, this, that. See, we derive curcumin from turmeric.
Yes.
What is the harm of taking turmeric? Turmeric is a complete matrix. It has got multiple markers into it.
Turmeric is a part of our food in any case.
Yeah, it has got multiple markers. Some markers are designed to offer you health benefits. Some markers, Mother Nature has given to counter the side effects of those things. So it's a complete package when you're talking about food. But when you're talking about only specific things, then it will give you only specific results. It will not give you holistic well-being.
Do you take any supplements?
Not regularly.
Okay.
Not regularly. When I think that, okay, I require, probably I'll take, like probiotics. when I'm traveling and stuff like that. I know that I'll be consuming hotel food and this and that. I don't have access to natural food and stuff like that. And forcefully, I'm taking coffee and this and that. I know I have to put good probiotics into my gut. Otherwise, my gut will collapse.
So you take it on a need to basis.
No, generally, these are, see, most of the time I'm traveling. Probiotic, ideally, if you're getting it from your fresh food, it's okay, then you don't need it. Correct? Then you
Also,
don't require it.
your gut creates probiotics as well, right?
They see, the gut already has bacteria.
Yes.
Gut already has bacteria, good and bad bacteria both. So
external probiotics do what exactly?
that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
So gut already has a blend of good and bad bacteria.
Yes.
So what happens because of poor lifestyle, food and all those things, or maybe because of self-medication. Self-medication and processed food, sugar, oil and salt, they are the biggest culprit for the death of good bacteria. So what happens when the good bacteria, they start decaying, the population of bad bacteria increases. And bad bacteria, they release toxins in the body. These toxins, they create hell lot of a problem, which we call it as disease or disorders. Now, there is no way to root them out every time. You cannot flush out the bad bacteria.
So we need to get more good bacteria to fight the bad bacteria.
Correct. So you need to have a good balance of good bacteria also. Now, this good bacteria, which you got it from your mother, from the placenta, correct? When the child was born, it takes its own time to die and its own time to come up to that particular level. Till that time, what will happen? Till that time, this menace of bad bacteria will continue to happen in your body.
Right, yeah.
Correct? To thrive. So you need to immediately plug that gap. And that is the reason why probiotics are required. Yes, if you are away from processed food, you have got a great lifestyle, you've got access to good clean water and good air, you're living a disciplined life, you're not cluttering your mind. All these things are there.
Contributing to
then
a
you
healthy
don't require,
gut.
then you don't require this type of a support. See, when you require support in life, when you're falling or something is collapsing, only then you require supplement or support.
Sure.
So similarly, when your body and health is collapsing or falling, only then you require supplements, not on regular basis. For regular basis, you should be looking at food, good food, and a disciplined life and a life full of awareness.
You mentioned this a little while ago. Isolate one bacteria, one strain, one pill. Now, Ayurveda thrives on synergy, the holistic. Which approach, you already mentioned this, but which approach truly works for long-term gut health? Obviously, the holistic approach, yes.
That is something which you have to build over a period of time. There is no single short solution for making gut that today my gut is bad, tomorrow it's okay. So once you have right from the childhood, if you have been living a good disciplined life, consuming good food, your gut would be so strong that it doesn't require that type of support if you maintain that type of life. Now, God forbid, because of any accident or maybe because of some illness, a lot of synthetic compound has gone into the body, or maybe for 5-10 years, the life was really screwed up and you were living a very ignorant life, you've been consuming XYZ things and the gut has gone for a toss. In that case, what you would be requiring is a combination of both. For immediate SOS support, you'll be requiring probiotics and isolates to control the damage, and parallelly, you should continue with your good habits of Ayurveda. So a blend of both are needed. You cannot. It'll be very wrong to say that one is bad and other is right. No, both are beautiful sciences. One is instant.
Work well together.
Yeah, one is something for instant and fast solution. Second is that ideally you should be living life like this. So that's the way you should be looking at it.
Now, Indian fermented foods like kanji, idli batter, buttermilk are probiotic powerhouses, yes? And you even mentioned that basi roti, right? Can the nutraceutical industry learn from these, or will it keep reinventing the wheel in like shinier packaging?
So where else do you think science is learning all those things, how to dissect?
From us.
Not from us, from Mother Nature only.
From Mother Nature, okay.
From Mother Nature only.
Now, what about from India?
We have been sitting quite ignorant over this for a very, very long time. And I would appreciate, I'm working for an American company, I would appreciate that the Western world decided to take a leap into dissecting this science on which we were sitting. And now they are repackaging it and give it back to us. And we have no other option but to take it. Patent, science, innovation that's happening there. Who stopped us from doing that? Who stopped? We created zero, but who used zero to its maximum? So you give me something, and if I don't use it, whose fault it is?
Yes, it's my fault. Exactly. What about herbal extracts and probiotics? What is your, it sounds potent. how do you balance the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda with the clinical rigor demanded by modern science? With ancient wisdom, with herbs, with what we know Ayurveda to be,
Yeah,
what the common man knows Ayurveda to be, not what you know Ayurveda to be.
yeah.
Yes.
See, this requires validation. This
Mm.
requires validation. Now, if I tell you, okay, consume this particular herb, this is great. How you're going to be trusting me? And if I tell you that 5,000 years back, Rishi Charak said that this plant is good,
Mm.
are you going to be taking me seriously?
Mm.
Aditya, have you met Rishi Charak? I said, no. Then why the hell you're claiming? No, I saw in his book. That book was written 5,000 years back on a basis of time, place, and person. The time, place, everything has changed.
Yes.
And I'm still referring to that old axiom. So that needs to be validated in today's context. Once I validate that, it becomes a great
How do
thing.
you make it relevant in today's?
Yeah, so that is what you call by scientific validation. That means by undertaking clinical trials, assessing that, putting that myth to a test to convert it into a fact.
Okay.
So unless until that type of a clinical rigor or scientific rigor will not go into it, it's very, very difficult to bring that balance in Ayurveda as well as in modern science. So Ayurveda is like a beautiful theory. It needs to be done in a practical manner so that practical things are not happening. And for practical things, you need scientific innovation and you require what you call clinical validation, clinical trials, assessment. Most important thing, regulatory. You need to regulate that. Somebody tells you Shilajit is good, oh, Ashwagandha is great. Now, every natural thing, it is used in a different manner. I don't know whether you're aware about this or not. Ashwagandha, it's a natural steroid. Do you know this? It's a natural steroid.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No. I just know it as, see, I don't know enough, that it gives you alertness and it also helps you sleep. So you take one in the day, in the morning, to feel alert, active, and be, have good cognitive, response to things, and have one at night because it helps you, takes away stress and helps you.
Because it's a natural steroid.
I didn't know that.
It's a natural steroid. Now, when at different dosages, a simple plant like ashwagandha has got different health benefits. At a low dose, it works like a good thing for sleep. A little more dose, it works as a good adaptogen. A little more dose, it works as a good anti-stress. A little more dose, it works as a powerful aphrodisiac. Powerful, very potent aphrodisiac. Now, how many people know about it? Science has to come and educate people about it.
So what's lacking? What's missing? Because people know these words, they self-medicate. What is required for people to actually get an understanding of?
See, unless and if we talk about Ayurveda, there has to be a mechanism of talking about Ayurveda to general people, to consumers, to educate them what it is. Today, Ayurveda has been reduced to only herbal medication. Oh, this is Ayurvedic Kada. This is Ayurveda. In Ayurveda, there's nothing called medication. There is only food. In Ayurveda, there's only food. There is nothing called medication. That is a different aspect which is called Rasayan Veda.
Yes.
That is called Rasa, and that is a sub-chapter of Ayurveda. People have converted Rasayan Veda into Ayurveda. Now, whose fault it is? Miscommunication. So there has to be a communication campaign. Was first understand what the question is, then try to answer. But today, everybody is trying to answer without understanding the question. So obviously, the answers are wrong. It's a very big thing and a big gap. And if you ask me who's responsible for that, partly government, federal agencies, and to a large extent, I would not say they are responsible, but see, corporates, they are there for business. They have their own defined objectives. They're there for a purpose, correct? And if they see any gap in the market, they'll try to fill it up. Whether it is food industry, cloth industry, any industry, if there is a gap, the business will come and try to fill it up and make money out of it. So there's not a fault. But the awareness has to be done. This awareness starts from family, from parents. They're the first guru to the children. So first, the parents should learn it. They should casually be talking over dining table, not talking about XYZ things, which car you're buying, or that car, or that wine, or this champagne. Talk something sensible to your children. Yes. Just pick up an onion or a potato or a tomato, ask them, do you know tomato has got lycopenes? It's an anti-aging. So if you consume tomatoes, you'll not age that fast. A simple way of educating a child. The child will remember throughout his life. See, our mothers, in not today's, I'm talking today's time, but say just 50 years back, or if you go 50 years back, they were food scientists. Have you ever heard the name? We always say this is grandma's recipe.
Yes.
Do you know why grandma's recipe? And why not mother's recipe or sister's recipe?
Right.
Because they spent their life in cultivating that type of a knowledge. So by the time they became grandma, only then they knew so much.
When they were mums, they didn't know.
Yeah,
At
they
that
were
point,
not
they
aware.
did.
Yeah,
Yes.
they were not aware.
Nice.
So that is the reason the people, we call it as grandma's therapy. They were food scientists. They always knew what to eat, when to eat, how to eat, where to eat, time, place, and person. We don't bother. 11 o'clock, bring in a roasted chicken with the on the rocks whiskey. That's not the time to eat. No animal eats at that time, except for us.
Aditya, if I was to ask you to redesign the entire gut health industry from scratch, with Ayurveda, without Ayurveda, however you'd want to do it, what would be your plan of action?
Is there any gut industry? I'm not aware of that.
I don't know. An industry that looks after gut health.
Nothing like that.
There's
an
nothing
industry. There's an industry which takes care of the health. And health
Okay,
starts
let's
from
say-
gut.
let's say-
Health starts from gut.
starts
Yeah.
from gut. So if you had the opportunity to change the health industry from what it is right now to the way you'd want it, what would be your first bold move?
First bold move is awareness, obviously. A tap on
Awareness about the body, awareness of
about
Ayurveda,
awareness about the way you're living life,
right.
ignorant way of living life, food. Go low on processed food, processed sugar, processed salt, processed oil. Try to live a disciplined life. This is the first step, if you ask me. This is the first step. Second thing is that ensure that your gut has got enough soldiers to take care of your health. And those soldiers are what? Bacteria. And in today's context, those bacteria are known as probiotics. If you're not getting it from food, you take it from the external source. Don't trust the fermented food like pickles, kombuchas, and curds. They're very good. But do you get this consistency everywhere? No, there is a way of doing it. You'll not have the same culture or probably the bacterial colony in a curd, what you'll consume here and what at home and what in different city. So there's lack of consistency, and this entire science of probiotic brings that consistency, that if you're taking 5 billion bacteria, you're getting 5 billion in India also, in US also, here also, everywhere. So that consistency is there, and body requires that type of a flow only. So if you're able to manage it with good food, disciplined life, it's great. But it's very difficult to do nowadays. Very, very difficult with demanding routines and stuff like that. People hopping from one city to another city, different types of vocations, professions, and stuff like that. So it's necessary to have a good dose of probiotic with you coming from good company.
Aditya, I have to tell you, this conversation with you was so enlightening. If I could nominate somebody to be the health minister, I would nominate you, because I have learned so much today, and it was not just about nutraceuticals or probiotics. I learned a lot about life, and I really enjoyed the conversation, and I think our audience will also really like it, and I thank you very much. From kanji to cutting edge capsules, from ancestral wisdom to global innovation, Aditya, you've shown us that gut health isn't just a trend, it's a legacy. You elevated this conversation to a whole new level. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
I'm Mandira Bedi, and this is Nutrify Today Boardroom Series Lite, where every conversation feeds the mind, the body, and the spirit. Until next time, keep your health and your microbes thriving.